friends, in just a minute we are going to begin the service for Miss Toby Kuppersmith. I ask if you have a cell phone to please turn it on silent. As it is a very hot and humid day, there is some water. Please make yourself available to the water. Officiating today's service is Rabbi Aaron Wolf.
Mizmor David Adonai Eloi Yachzor B'nois Deshe Yabitzeni Amei Menuchos in Aleini Nafshi Yishev Yacheni V'Mag V'Tzedek V'man Shmoi Gam Kielach B'Geit Samo V'Slo Irara Ki Ata Imodi Shivtcho Mishantecha Heme Yinachamoni Tarech Lefon HaShulchan Neged Tzeirerai Tishantev Hashem Eloi Shikoi Sirvaya Ach Tov V'Chesed Yidufuni Kol Yimei Chayai V'shavti B'Veis Adonai Leilech Yamim. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you, God, you are with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they do comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Almighty forever. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to pay tribute, to bid farewell to Toby Leah Bas Brindle, Toby Kuppersmith. I am the one standing at the podium today not because I knew her that well, but only because these were the wishes of the family, and I got to know her a little bit. So Toby received different services from the Chicago Mitzvah Campaign. That's when I first got to know of Toby. One thing I can tell you, every single neshama, every single one of us come down into this world for a purpose. We may not know exactly, to pinpoint and to focus exactly, this is the reason I'm here. But we are here for a very specific purpose, and that is, in general, to be Mekayim Torah mitzvahs, to be Mekadosh Shem Shamayim, to sanctify God's name, but nevertheless there is a specific purpose. The Gemara talks about certain mitzvahs that individuals excelled more than others. Although everyone is obligated to do all the mitzvahs, but nevertheless, there are certain mitzvahs that some excel more than others. And this may be a perfect time for me to mention this group that took upon themselves to make sure that there's a minyan at every levaya, even there's a possibility, there's a slight chance that maybe there's missing one or two. They decided this will be one of their many missions that they took upon themselves. And thank you for everything you've done. I personally seen it the last few months. Amazing. So going back to Toby, we don't know what the mission is, but we can, the purpose of a eulogy is not just so all of us can sit here and shed a tear, which we should, and it's okay. That's part of the process of mourning. But the real reason for a eulogy is, let's try to find one thing that we know that this particular neshama excelled in, and what is it that we can do to apply that so that we can also learn from Toby and do and follow in her footsteps. This way, by doing that, Toby is not something which we are going to remember of the past, but instead it's something of the present. Because if I decided to do something which she always enjoyed doing, a certain mitzvah, then every time I do it, who am I thinking of? The neshama of Taboleye Bas Brindel. So that's the real reason why we get together. It's for the purpose of the neshama and for the purpose of all of us who are gathered here today, or maybe listening through Zoom. Because the purpose of the neshama is when we decide to take upon ourselves a certain mitzvah in her memory, this neshama benefits from it. I can't explain it. If you want me to explain you exactly what that means, I can't. But I know this is the fact. We can do lots of mitzvahs in memory of our loved ones. And it works. And it helps the neshama wherever the neshama is up high. So talking about her, applying it to ourselves, learning from her actions, helps the neshama, and it helps all of us. And of course, every mitzvah is something which would help the family with all the brachas that you need and everything that Klal Yisrael needs. So the few things that I heard that I think we'll talk about, and it's very hot and humid, so I'm not going to be here with a long sermon, a long drasha, but she went through a lot. She was single. She went through a lot at a very young age of 3. Okay, a little child. She was already hospitalized with spinal meningitis. And throughout her life, she went through all kinds of different illnesses. She was diabetic, she had heart issues, she had many strokes. I don't have to give you the long list. There is a long list. For a number of years, she was wheelchair bound, auf keinem nicht gesagt. No one should ever know what that means, that you cannot use your legs, which the Eibishter gave us. What did the Eibishter give us legs for? So we can walk and do mitzvahs and go help people. That's what the legs are for. And if a person is wheelchair bound and needs somebody else to do that for them, again, that moment there's also a purpose for that person, why he or she is living, but it's not the same. And what I heard about Toby, that she never complained. And I think this is already dayenu. We can stop right here. For someone who goes through such misery and nevertheless doesn't complain. Another thing that was pointed out, she never did anything that would create any type of conflict. Avas Yisro, Kibbud Av, Kibbud Em was something which was a high priority. Talking about Kibbud Em, she lost her father when she was 17 years old. Again, something Rahman al-Islam no one should ever know of. And then her mother became ill, and she took care of her mother for many, many years. Her mother was in a nursing home here in Chicago. She was in Northbrook. Okay? I guess Toby lived in Chicago. So for her to get there to visit her mother, she had to take 2 buses. Didn't take an Uber, didn't take a taxi, right? Didn't have her own car to drive there. She took 2 buses, and you know something? She did it. Day after day, because this is important to be there. Kibbud Em was so important no matter what. I'm sure that the weather did not stop her from going and being mekayim this amazing mitzvah and being there with her mother whenever she needs her. So if we just walk away today We say to ourselves, maybe look into the mirror and say, what is it that I can do to help someone else? Maybe our own parents, maybe our own family members. I deal with a lot of families that sometimes they cry to me. They say, this child didn't call me for a few months already, or vice versa. So whatever we can do to improve family relations, ben adam lachaveiroi, versteht sich ben adam lamokim, then it's okay to say, to enunciate it. You don't have to say it with a microphone, but it's okay to get up in the morning and say, I'm going to do this and this mitzvah in memory of Tabel Leah Bas Brindel. It's okay to do that. The Gemara says a person can say, I want to give tzedakah so my son should live. If somebody loyal aleinu has a sick child, and he says, I'm going to give tzedakah, Kodesh Baruch Hu, I want you to listen. I'm giving tzedakah so my son should live. Is that okay? To bribe God? It's okay. The Gemara says 100% fine. So it's 100% okay if we can do that for a living person. There's no question that it's okay to do a mitzvah in memory of a neshama, because it goes both ways. We'll help the neshama, and the neshama up there can do a lot to help each and every one of us as well. So with this, I will conclude, and I will pray that each and every one of us should only get together for simchas. Don't have to, we're not going to pass out cards. Everybody, what are you taking upon yourself today? Everybody just take that card, stick it in your own pocket, and make sure you do it. And let's hope and pray that we only get together for happy and joyous occasions. And the neshama should have an aliyah, zana gute better for the whole mishpacha, that everybody who needs a refuah should have a complete refuah. Arichas yomim v'shanim toivus. We should, all of us, have a ksiva v'chasimet toiva, a good geben shtior, and it should be only simchas by each and every one of us and by Klal Yisrael. I will now say the Kel Mol Rachman. Oh, I'm sorry.
Auntie Toby was truly the most warm and loving, nicest person I've ever known, and anyone who knew her would say the same. She truly always gave to us and always put others first. She treated my sister and I like her own daughters. Growing up, she would take several buses to walk to the skating rink to watch me skate. We would always get a snack together, and if there was time before class, we would do my homework together. She did everything with a smile and an open heart. She truly never complained and always treated people nicely. She loved my kids so much, and they really had a close connection to Auntie Toby. Even though the last couple of years she had it tough with her health, she was always happy to see them, always bringing them gifts, and would always video with them. She had the most beautiful voice. As a kid on Shabbos morning, she would wake up early to come downstairs with me so I wouldn't have to be alone to eat my cereal and play 21 questions. I have the most amazing memories of my Aunt Toby, who I always said was the best aunt. Toby, you truly were the best aunt. We love you so much, and you will truly be missed.
Auntie Toby, more than anything else, me and Abi want to ask your mechila, because no one was more generous of spirit or love than you, and we could never match your dedication to us, not when we were children and not as adults. Your dedication to family was apparent long before we were born. The way you treated Bubby, my earliest memories are of you caring for her and letting us spill water out all over the kitchen floor so we could mop it up with our tiny mops, even though it created a lot more work for you. And watching you make dinner for us, trying not to slip on the mess that we had made. In these past years, you had many health challenges. You were never without a smile to see us, to see Rami and Zachy and Becca. Even just a picture of them on the phone or a FaceTime with Avi in Las Vegas brought tears of joy to your eyes. And I know, if nothing else, that everyone here today can learn something about being dedicated to family in your short life. That is one lesson that we can take from you. In addition, we know the Torah tells us that the truly rich person is happy with his lot. Your lot was a rough one, but you were filled with so much joy. You were probably one of the happiest, most content people I ever met. We will miss you every day, but we know you'll live in our hearts. We love you so much.
Okay, please rise for the Kilmoli. El Molei Rachamim Sheicheim Amiroimim Hamatzei Menucha Nechoin Al Kamfei Ashchina B'Males Kedoshim B'Torah Mazhirim K'Zorah Rekia Mazhirim Es Nishmas Taibe Leia Bas Braingo Shochol Ve'Yoilamo Babush Nadotzak Badaskor Es Nishmaso B'Gan Eden Temenucha Osolachin Olarachim Yasre V'Seise Kenafov Li'Oilamim V'Yitzroi B'Yitzroi Rachem Es Nishmas Adinoi Hunach Haloso B'Sonuach Amishkava B'Shalvoim V'Neimar Amen. O God, full of compassion, thou who dwellest on high, grant perfect rest beneath the sheltering wings of thy presence among the holy and pure, who shines the brightness of the firmament unto the soul of Toby Kuppersmith, Taiba Leia Bas Brangel, who has gone unto eternity. Lord of mercy, bring her under the cover of thy wings, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. May she be in God's possession, and may she rest in peace, and let us all say Amen. Now, they don't vote over here. They don't know what's up.
There's a switch.
I know.
The switch room?
There's a reason why they're not using it.
No, but
To
that
do that, they usually don't. Any kind of offer. Does he have any offer?
Huh? What? Does the youth have to be?
Here, you put it in?
Put that in. The bag.
Oh, yep.
They're not gonna work.
Did you put in there to throw?
No, but they're gonna come through.
We were there? Okay.
gentlemen push it forward a little bit?
روزانه کسی حکشی و هستی ساعت بخواد رخوات سر تامیم الخبر مورخ مخمل نبخوسن الله سوانیم که الخواد نسلی قیس و رحمیم Sadik atad no misalach that should be yotrapitain koru khas khalil khazi khlein lim khais yunayna khabrach nolin feku khais kel khad narach me basli khais adam ben shana yalaf shan yikhya ma yisrael loy kloy haye barak daynamis bemis bkhaim barak kemis dinay meshet hakol bein meshalmad khais bein loy dinay hakol ishmoy hayday haytaino yadan wad loy gisat mishpata khavis tabida khavis bishafta kha bein har akhmi bishfata khasadik atad noy yash mishpata khaday na mishayf tsadek bemis barak daynamis shkhom mishpata tsadek bemis na mishkol khabiya dakha tsadek moy mi khabiya dakha rakhma prit sen dakha semel ma khair fi dakha gedel ayt verab alli ashayna khafku khaz akol dar Adam, was says ish kidracho vechifri malolov. Nagit kiyoshan noy tsuri vole avlos boy hadin noy nosan hadin noy lokach ish amad noy meveroch urach mechabom volo yashchit volo oshap volo yoy kol cham hosoy. You turn it right, and they just smooth out. And then it doesn't look like why don't you come out? Why don't you come out? Let him do it. Yeah. One check. We have 10? Okay. We'll now conclude with the special Kaddish. Skadal v'yiskadash me'il ablo. Amade hu hasit leschadat olach yom Yisrael l'shachlo leheichem v'niflak hayel mipnei kartet Yerushalayim Mekah b'chana chra me'arel v'asal b'chana kadisha l'ishmael l'asra v'zivi v'kara v'shchentei Yata b'kana v'kara v'shichei v'chay yechoyin v'yem yechoyin v'chay l'chol beis Yisrael l'shkolei v'chaftam beis minam v'kolam beis Yisrael v'agolo v'izman korivim hu amen Yehei shmei rabo mevorach v'olam olam v'yom hayah Bach v'ishtabach v'spopis non v'yisnasei v'yisador v'yisalev v'yisalov shemei d'kutsha v'richu Eilom mikol v'chosav v'shirasa v'chosav v'nechamasa Damiram v'yama v'imru amen Yesh lomer abba mishamaya v'chaim tevim aleinu v'ako Yisrael v'imru amen Eise shalom leimo v'yase shalom aleinu v'ako Yisrael v'imru amen Now we're going to form a shura, and with this we conclude the service.
If we could have the men starting from here just towards the street and opposite the women.
Watch them go too far back.
And as we pass by, we're going to say the words. Just stand over here 1 second. Okay, it's okay. Okay, now you can walk. Yeah. Hamalko Minachem, not with her. Hamalko Minachem, Nassim Masol Services. On behalf of the family, I want to thank everyone for joining us online. This does conclude the service.